had that fake smile. I was ready.
So we good?
Yeah, you're on.
Oh, I'm on. This is awesome. Hey, it's been a while. Chris Resendiz here with New Bedford Guide. We're doing the Oktoberfest preview tonight. Ran a little late. We're recognizing Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Something that we've discussed here at New Bedford Guide quite often, actually. I know I've done a few shows with Jen Blum from the Help Save Foundation. So hopefully y'all tuned into the past live stream that was downtown, and it's a topic that's pretty important, something that we should all recognize and something that we should all be a part of the solution. That being said, we got a little fun segment here tonight. It's been a while. I haven't been in this seat for a while. Paul has taken over the studio with the weekly review, so it kind of feels good to be not only doing this show again. I did a Oktoberfest preview last year, but this year's a little different. I had been somewhat involved last year with helping them out, but I'm now a member of the Southcoast Business Alliance, and I'm actually very, very proud to be a member of the Southcoast Business Alliance. I'm the only one who didn't wear my shirt tonight. I just got out of work, so I've been suiting it up all day. No further ado, Southcoast Business Alliance members, Jason Almeida, Kevin Trahan, Renee, I butcher your last name.
Moniz.
I know Moniz, but your
Potk. Yes.
And Renee Dufour. Dufour. And really, really happy to actually, you have no idea, like we just have the most fun together. We're just a group of business professionals who actually come together to set up the South Coast Business Alliance, which again is a nonprofit alliance of members who just come together to really help out the community, the kids in the community. I'm butchering the mission statement. Jason came on tonight and he's ready with his laptop, fully armed and ready to go.
Let's go.
Let's get it going. The Oktoberfest event is this Saturday, October 5th, 3 o'clock to midnight. Yep. It's the 14th annual. Tickets are available still online.
Yep, sure. If you go to New Bedford, NBOktoberfest.com, you can get your tickets pre-sale, $15. If you don't have a chance to do that, of course, you can always buy them right at the door. They're $20 at the door.
That's Oktoberfest with a K. Don't forget that one.
Oh, it's on the description, and it's back here somewhere on the screen.
Right over our heads.
We're good. As far as the tickets and the bands, like I said, if you want to get there, get $5 off, go online, get it done now, and it helps us know who's coming in, and it actually gets you through pretty much quicker than us having to pay and collect tickets and all that stuff. So help us out, unless you want to donate the extra $5, which we don't mind either.
That's fine too. Yeah.
As far as the bands go this year, I don't know whose idea it was this year, but it was a pretty cool idea. We actually brought in some local youth bands. We had a little contest. Kev kind of ran with that. What was that all about? Explain it all.
We put something out on Facebook about 2 months ago, just looking for any local artists, kids specifically, that wanted to perform live on a big stage at Oktoberfest. We got over 10 submissions, which was pretty awesome, and we had 4 slots to fill. Inevitably, we ended up filling only 3 spots, but that's another story. But anyway, we got 3 awesome local bands that are going to be opening up Oktoberfest this year. So instead of the normal canned music for the first 2 or 3 hours, you're going to get live entertainment from some kids from the area that are just supremely talented. So,
Do you want to know who they are?
Yeah, I would love to know who they are, actually.
Awesome.
Why don't you tell us,
I'll
Renee?
let you know.
Yeah, tell me.
We have Band Inc. at 3 o'clock, Reversed Perception at 3:45, and then Off Kilter at 4:30.
There you go. See that?
Excellent.
So those are our contest winners, and then of course after that we have our headliners. So we got some pretty interesting and good entertainment this year. We're starting off this year with Chops Turner, and his guest star is Grace. She's phenomenal. She's actually won a Grammy somewhere in Europe. She's a really phenomenal singer. And Chops Turner, he's a local artist. He's been around forever. He's a legend. So something new this year. Kind of start. He's probably going to kick off. What do we say maybe around 5:30. So that's going to be a different vibe. And then as the night gets going and people get drinking and have more fun, we're going to have, of course, we've got the New Bedford Rude Boys this year, first time performing at Oktoberfest. And then we have a fan favorite is the Poor Men, which every year, I think, for the last 3 or 4 years, they've been one of our biggest hits. I mean, people just love them. They got the bagpipes, they got all kinds of wild stuff going on. And then the big headliner this year is 7-Day Weekend. So they are a cover band of U2, I believe.
They got all kinds of stuff.
They cover all kinds of good stuff,
Yeah.
but they're phenomenal. So our music lineup this year is going to be great, and I'm going to let the crew here talk a little bit about some of the new things that we got going on this year as well.
Yeah, we get some new attractions this year, which is cool. The event, I mean, it's kind of hasn't been broken, Renee. Like, it's been successful, so why change it? But we kind of like throughout the meetings, like we meet up every month, sometimes twice, 3 times a month. It seems like lately, because we're ramping up for the event. But we all came to the conclusion that we're trying to do things a little different and kind of add a little flavor to it. If you want to talk about some of the stuff that we're doing. Quiet, Renee. It's time you talk now.
Well, we do have 3 new kind of attractions. We are doing Haul and Axe, which is, they're formerly known as Mass Axes, and it's a mobile axe throwing truck, which is very interesting. Throwing. How do we do it? You show us.
Let me give you the
You can
demonstration.
do the one hand.
You have 2
Two-handed
options.
is your
You can
preference.
go 2-handed
You can
overhead.
even do it blindfolded
You
if
can
you
go
want.
1-handed. I think I'm
Yes.
going to be best at the 2-handed. We'll see what happens
So,
on Saturday.
if you would like to come down and see Renee throw some axes.
There is nothing
Or
better,
clear the
nothing
space
better than
when
drinking
Renee
beer
throws an
and
axe.
throwing axes.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be actually pretty cool. I mean,
It's going to be a
all right,
huge hit.
let's really, it's a successful thing. Every single one of us, every single person's talked about this. That's like, wait a second, there's bars where you throw axes.
Everyone loves
It's been going around for quite some time now. I mean, we're in like year something. Haven't read the headlines. Like, I mean, vaping's illegal. No one's shutting down axing. So it's worked. There's a reason why it's still legal. And as much as people are like, who thought drinking and axing? Somebody did.
Yep.
Took the chance, and it's actually pretty fun, and it's actually working. It's cool. So we're happy to bring that. I know I am.
Yeah.
I'm going to try it.
And
I'm looking forward to it.
All-time favorite that everyone loves is, of course, cornhole. So, of course, we'll have our cornhole board set up this year, free to play. So, all the cornhole players come on down, drink some beers, and throw some cornholes.
And we're also bringing in a mobile arcade, and it is from Rolling Video Games in Boston. So it is a actual, you might see the picture online.
Yeah.
And so it is going to be kind of family friendly from like 3 to 8. And children can come in with their parents. They'll pay a fee to utilize this mobile arcade truck. And then we're also having Magic Mirror come in, so you can come in and memorialize your Oktoberfest. You can dress up with some props and take some pictures to take home with you.
That's excellent. Again, we're trying to make it a little more kid friendly. We're not trying to encourage people to drink with their children. But if you're going to come out and you can't get a babysitter.
Yeah.
The idea behind bringing in the arcade was there's a lot of adults who like to play video games. I know I'll be challenging Jay in some
go.
Madden or something probably later on,
let's do it.
right? And it's also actually, here's the thing. We can't always get a babysitter, but Oktoberfest is kind of like almost like Madeira Feastish. Where you're like, I haven't
Absolutely.
seen that person since Oktoberfest. It's a place where everybody gathers.
I
And
think-
now sometimes you can't go to the feast with your kids. We're trying to make it a little family friendly at the beginning hours from 3 to 8.
Exactly. I
So-
think we're trying to leave it up
Yeah.
to parents' discretion that, in the 3, 4, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock hours, that's going to be a family-friendly time. It's quieter.
The kids, the youth
the
bands
youth
are playing.
bands will be on, so it'll be okay to come down as a family and check out what we have going on where, from 8 o'clock on is a little bit more of a party atmosphere for everybody and old and adults to be a little more appropriately, So.
Yeah, exactly right. Especially by 8 o'clock, Kev. Especially with you around. We're gonna hide your kids and hide your wife.
Once the sun sets, the vibe is going to change, obviously. As much as we all love kids and the whole mission statement of SCBA is to help out kids, probably best to bring the kids home and come back out. You can leave, you can come back, you'll have your bracelet, and then, start drinking and enjoying yourself.
So
Drinking responsibly.
Drink responsibly. So that's the idea behind the extra stuff, the axe throwing. We don't have the rules as far as the vendor rules on juveniles throwing the axes. We were discussing that pre-show,
Yes.
so we don't know that. So the axe thing, I mean, I wouldn't let my 6-year-old throw an axe, but they may. So that's the
Yeah.
discretion's
They might
on the
actually
vendor,
throw it a little better than I'm going to throw it.
especially around 8 o'clock,
That
9
might
o'clock.
be.
Yeah.
And the video games, folks, literally you pay a fee, you walk in, it's going to be gated off, it's actually going to be timed. It's there for your
You
kids.
can leave your kids in the video game
Yeah, we're
shop.
not going to mobile babysit you.
Come back out, have a
Yeah.
beer, check things out while your kids
Yeah.
are playing Fortnite, whatever it is. It'll be good.
It's good to just, hey, I'm talking to so-and-so, go in there and have fun for a little bit. And that's enough about that. But we wanted to make this event have a few more attractions, we'll
Hey,
call
Chris,
them.
something I want to bring up too. Year after year, people come up to me and say, "Hey, Kevin, when are we going to have light beer? When are we going to have something besides all these craft beers? I don't really like beer." So this year, we have a few different light beers to choose from, and we are going to have White Claw seltzer. So all you
As well as woodchuck cider. There are some cider drinkers out there.
So we got cider and seltzer this year. So that's huge because a lot of people just don't drink beer. So they can come, they can enjoy themselves, watch the bands, and drink
I'm
some
one of
seltzer.
them. I'm pretty excited about the seltzer, to be honest with you. I mean, I'll drink Miller Lite, so I was probably one of the few that drank Miller Lite last year, and I'm going to drink it again this year, but there's no laws when the claws are out, so we're going to have some of those. There is not going to be a shortage of White Claw, as opposed to what people are saying. There's a nationwide one. There will not be an Oktoberfest one. We were assured today by our vendors. There'll be plenty of White Claws there, so any of you White Claw fans, along with the other beers, which I want somebody to go over the list, because I think we have a pretty good lineup.
Can certainly cover that. We got some exciting stuff, like Kevin mentioned. We have Miller Lite, Dogfish, Castle Island, Hacker Shore, Paul Lanner, Shipyard, Two Roads, Mayflower, and then some of our local guys come in with a variety of items. So Buzzards Bay always comes and brings whatever they have handy at the time. And then our friends downtown at Moby Dick Brewery also brew up a specific Oktoberfest specific for the event each year.
That's awesome.
So we're always excited to have those. And you never know. Sometimes these guys bring in a few beers we don't even expect. So it should be a pretty good selection. In addition to the ciders and seltzers.
So we're doing the ciders now. The cider's the hot cider, right? No, that's gone.
It's woodchuck.
Woodchuck.
Yes, we're going cold.
Nice.
Yes.
The fire department had an issue with us cooking things in the tent and making hot cider. So to alleviate that concern of the fire department, we decided no hot cider this year. But
Excellent.
in lieu of that, we have cold cider and we'll have the seltzer. So
Now, as far as there was a question asked about the ATMs that we discussed earlier, there will be ATMs at the event.
yep, we'll have 2 ATMs in the tent. So of course there'll be probably a small ATM fee associated with that. But if you need to get cash on site, you can do that at the ATMs, or you can use your credit cards. We'll pretty much accept anything. We have square readers, and so we're good with that. And definitely you want to come hungry, because we got some really good food trucks this year. I'll let the Renees talk about that.
All right, we do have 3 food trucks coming. We have Gonzalez Food Truck. They are new from Taunton this year, and they're Mexican. We do have Burger Boy coming, and then also Fan Cheesicle. And then also, if you need dessert afterwards, we have Mad Good Cookies.
Yeah, that's excellent. One thing that we've been running around doing, all of us, all of our membership, is, the money being raised is not only in beer sales, it's not only in, buying the tickets to the event, but we have a lot of local sponsors that, we won't go through the list right now, but take the time, here in a second, we're about to talk about what all this money that we generate at our events actually goes towards. But a lot of our money that we also raise is our local businesses that are actually, buying sponsorships. And with those sponsorships comes a lot of money that's generated. That's, a good chunk of our money that we raise comes from our sponsors. And these guys have been, doing it year after year. So when you're there and you see the banners, one thing I always talk about, with anyone in the area is shop local. Like, this is a local event put on by local business owners, local professionals. The SCBA, we're all local professionals, local business owners. And it's all sponsored by local businesses and local business owners. So when you're walking through and you're talking, like, look at our banners that we have up and look at all of our sponsors on our shirts that we have, and really pay attention to who's actually putting money back into the community and putting money back into the youth and the kids of our region, and support them if you can. Yeah. That's an important part. Like, all these events, we have a tremendous group of people in this region that we just call time after time again. Say, hey, you want to sponsor this event? You want to sponsor this event? And they step up
year after year. And Chris, something that you and I, last year when I was sitting here, we were talking about this. It was a point of emphasis that I wanted to make. People don't understand the SCBA. We are a nonprofit. We put this on. We don't collect the pay. None of the members here get compensated in any way. I mean, we get these nice sweatshirts. That's about it. But, you know, we dedicate a lot of our personal time into making this event happen. And to put a party like this together costs a lot of money. Costs money to make money. And if it wasn't for these sponsors, we couldn't even do this. I mean, just the tent alone is like $5,000 just to put a tent up. So, you know, people say, oh, you know, the beers are how much per beer? Or it's, you know, $15, $20 to get in. Please understand, you know, this is a fundraiser. I mean, it's, you know,
it is what it is at this point.
It's a fundraiser, you know, 100%. After we pay the bills, everything else goes right back into our community, 100%.
Speaking of which, I mean, let's talk numbers. People don't understand the scope of this. It is a huge, huge event. I didn't prior to, you know, really getting involved last year with you guys and now being actually a participating member of the Alliance. There were some big numbers generated. And actually, I'd like to get into some of the stuff that we've done throughout the years. Not me personally, but now it's we.
Absolutely. You are proud of it, bro.
And I want to really. I'm so proud of it. I mean, a lot of people know that I do a lot of stuff with Friends of Jack and all the other stuff I've been involved in. But this goes right in line with my involvement with other stuff that I really love. Is we help the kids out. Jay, I had kind of alluded to the mission statement of SCBA, and I really want to get into what SCBA is about. And what we do and why we do it, and actually, you know, maybe the Renee's and anybody can chime in afterwards and really discuss some of the nonprofits and some of the services that we've helped provide throughout the years.
Absolutely. Southcoast Business Alliance was founded in 2006, really to be two things: to be kind of a younger professionals network, although some of us are no longer calling ourselves young. Looking, FYI, looking for younger professionals in the area. But the goal was to be able to raise funds to help better the community, specifically in the youth, underprivileged youth, and educational areas. And that's where we really felt there was a need and that we could come in and help places. I know personally, over the last couple of years as president, as a member, what I like is we really get to meet with and see what all the other groups in the area do and where we can fill holes and gaps in their funding to help them kind of get over the top. And that's what I think is kind of unique. You know, last year we were able to come into a 3-year agreement with Denison Memorial to help fund having teachers there after school to help with the homework program. We were able to, this year we added another student to the Star Kids program, which for those that don't know, funds kids with who have come from some tough backgrounds, often with either one-parent homes or parents who have been incarcerated, to be able to fund them to go to a private school to try to get them through high school and into college. And when we fund them every year, and we track them, and we get the report card, and we do all that cool stuff to see the whole way. So we really get to follow what those kids do. And then every year we do other things with some of the funds we raise. You mentioned Friends of Jack. This year we were able to be a match donor. So everything when Friends of Jack did their Food for Tots in New Bedford, all the funds that were raised, SCBA matched those funds. So we really get to do some unique things in the community and see where we can help. We're not just one mission and kind of one singular goal. We can really spread out what we do to try to help in the different areas. I know Renee was a big part of doing something with a program called Girls on the Run this year that was kind of unique. And we were able to do something a little different. I don't know if you want to expand upon that one.
Sure. Girls on the Run is a program that I've been passionate about, and we were able to collaborate with Girls on the Run and also bring the program to EC Brooks Elementary School this year. So it is the first New Bedford Public School that is hosting this program. It's for girls grades 3 through 5, and it's a 10-week after-school program. And Girls on the Run is unique because it combines running and also kind of confidence building, and to allow the girls to know that they can do anything that they put their minds to. So throughout the 10-week program, they slowly build up running, and throughout every after-school session, and at the end, they finish with a 5K. So it's an impressive program. The girls are doing wonderful so far, and we hope that it spreads throughout the school district.
Awesome. Excellent.
And you mentioned Friends of Jack a couple of times. We've heard that. So the Friends of Jack Foundation, one of the things, because we did partner up with them for the Food for Tots, we also are partnering in a sense with Oktoberfest and would ask you all, anyone who's attending, to bring a new teddy bear and put it into their teddy bear collection, which they distribute. Well, Chris, you could probably talk about
we
the
distribute the
distribution.
teddy bears everywhere. Just in general, anywhere there's a kid in need and a kid in a traumatic, stressful environment, the teddy bears are provided via schools, hospitals, sheriff's departments, courthouses. It's really amazing. My kids have actually, seen Jill, and they were bummed out. And Jill drives around with a car loaded with toys. She's like Santa Claus in a Volvo. It's crazy. And she just, and it worked with my own child. Christian's mentioned how stuff has helped with his kids. We get thank you letters all the time. The little teddy bear just makes a kid feel good. I mean, I don't know if any of you guys are little kids, but my son's bed is like loaded with stuffed animals. It's crazy. And it's amazing like how he just feels comfortable. And so these children actually benefit from having this little teddy bear. And it just doesn't go to random kids. It goes to the kid who just watched his mom get assaulted by a man in a domestic violence situation. It goes by, the father that's there and got into a car accident. There's a child in the car. These things are in the back of cop cars. So when you pull up to a scene and there's a kid crying because he just crashed his car, a police officer can comfort this child with this teddy bear. So we do ask that, bring a teddy bear with you. If we can collect 200-300 teddy bears that night, it'd be amazing. And it sounds like a lot. We go through thousands of these stuffed animals per month. So, I mean, I'm so gracious to be not only involved in this and the Friends of Jack, but the fact that you guys are helping out another organization that I'm involved with. Another organization that I really, really love in the area, and I know he was watching earlier, is Jeff Pelletier in the Junior Achievement Program. Junior Achievement, I don't know if anybody knows, it's an amazing event. I think one of the first things I did as a member of this alliance was actually go to the event over at UMass, where the kids were, competing against each other, using mentors from different, businesses and different schools, and we actually provided a scholarship from the funds that we raised doing this. You've probably been around the Junior Achievement a little longer than I have, so you probably know a little more about what we've done with them.
Yeah. In general, I think I can jump in there and help. What the specific event is, the Titan Challenge that they've run. And we've been able to be one of their sponsors for maybe about 5 years. I could be guessing there, but about the last 5 years, we've been able to do a variety of things with the programs Jeff runs as well. They do some really neat things to kind of, take kids from the educational level and kind of take education and roll it into what, careers and ideas and business development and all of those kind of cool things. So we've been able to, again, we're kind of piggybacking upon what they're trying to do and what those organizations' goals are and kind of help them get over the top from a funding level. What I think is kind of cool is this year is going to be 14 years of Oktoberfest, and so next year will be another little mini anniversary. But looking at our numbers, either this year or next, we're going to reach a level in which we've actually given $1 million into the community. And I think that's pretty strong from an event where we're throwing a good time. It's
a fundraiser with the capital F-U-N.
We're throwing a party.
It's a blast.
We're throwing a party for the community, and in exchange, we're able to take $1 million and over the last several years and give that into the community in a variety of ways. So that's a pretty neat number.
100%.
With a very small group of very dedicated professionals in the area, which
actually
what I think makes everybody feel really good about being a part of the Southcoast
which
Business
actually
Alliance.
kind of brings us full circle. And I think, Chris, last year when I was sitting here, I mentioned the same thing, and we're looking for new members. The Southcoast Business Alliance, we're an open group. We're looking for active community members, preferably some people that are a little bit younger than us. We're all in our late 30s, early 40s now.
I just lost my hair quicker.
That's secret. But no, seriously, we'd like to encourage anyone in the community who thinks they might be able to contribute to our group to reach out to us, whether it be through our Facebook page or even at the event. Find one of our members. We're all wearing shirts that say member. Because we'd love to talk to you and see if you're interested in perhaps joining us and helping us with this crusade that we're on.
Yeah, but just know it's not just join. There's work involved.
Yes.
Trust me, there's work involved. Like, we've been chatting for the past hour and a half, 2 hours today. We've met last week. We met the week before. We have little subcommittee groups that we meet in the media, this and that.
This starts in April.
Like, dude, it's a lot of work.
planning
It's a big
starts in
commitment.
April.
Like, I just don't want you to come up and say, hey, I want to join. And it sounds cool. We'll do Oktoberfest. Like, there's work. There's times where it sucks, quite frank, the amount of work that we have to do for this. But the
Ask my
payoff
wife. She's
is
not talking to me
amazing.
this week.
The payoff's amazing. And plus, you will be interviewed by Renee. She will take the time. She will make you meet her for coffee, and she will grill you. She did it to me. I actually had brought up somebody. I said, hey, why don't we look at her and maybe have her join. And you guys are like, yeah, bring her in, have her volunteer. Which is I'm gonna segue this to the next point. And she's like, so what do I got to do? I'm like, well, you have to volunteer. You have to be nominated by one of us, and you're gonna have to go through Renee's interview. You are the most thorough, awesome person when it comes to details. Right here,
She
these
carries
girls.
a binder wherever she goes.
Yeah.
She always has a binder with notes and a highlighter.
It's amazing.
I love my list.
We've gone through what we do. We've gone through what the sponsors have done. We've gone through what the bands have done. We've gone through all that stuff. But one part that we really did miss was the volunteers. There's not just 16 of us that are going to run around Oktoberfest to get this done. There were actually, throughout the years, hundreds and hundreds of people.
That's very true. Yep. I mean, as members, we encourage each other to reach out to our friends and family to see if they'd like to help support us in all of our different endeavors. This obviously being the biggest one. So personally, I can say I have over 22 of my friends and family that are volunteering this Saturday. And every member here can say the same thing. They have friends and family that are going to be there that day. So, when you're at Oktoberfest and you're buying a beer or someone's checking your ID or you're buying tickets for the raffle, whatever it is, those people are all there. They're volunteers. They're there out of the kindness of their heart. They're trying to support us and help us do what we're trying to do, which is give back to the community. So it's a win-win. It really is. We're very thankful to have this opportunity.
Excellent. I think we've touched upon all the stuff that we discussed prior to the show. I think, honestly, Jay's going to look. Well, when we get there, we'll go to you. Yeah. I think I'd want to end it in a way where,
Do we have any questions?
I just got one, but it wasn't that. Mike, I do if you're
Blowing up
watching.
over there. I'm
Yeah,
kinda curious
it's just
about-
people actually, Caitlin asked about volunteers. She said, and volunteers are great too. Yes, you are. See, we didn't forget about you. Just some good, looking good. Christian Fallon and Jill from Friends of Jack says thank you very much for all you do, and good job from Derek Fernandez. Derek prints most of our banners, and he does a lot of work for us.
Thanks for your support. He's one of our sponsors.
I'm just going to actually end it right now, I think, and I'll get down to you, Jay, and you can touch in, and each of us will go down the line. And what it means to me to be part of this alliance, to be honest with you, is it's amazing. I think the event is great. But there's a friendship, there's a bond, and it kind of happens instantly. Some of us have known each other for quite some time. But then other than that, I know personally on my end, I know Jay, I know Kev, but now Kev and I are thank God we didn't know each other many years ago. We'd get in too much trouble. But we're a family of just professionals. We just hit it off right away, all of us, it seems like. And it seems like, I guess it's pretty easy then to say what I'm going to say is because we're all like-minded. We're actually, there's a selfless part of us that wants to give. And by doing so, we see others, lives be affected by our little fundraiser, in our golf tournament. And to me, it's an amazing thing to be part of this alliance, and it's an amazing thing to be part of a community of volunteers and a community of businesses that make this all possible.
Right. And I'd like to just say that you don't have to be a member to make an impact. Just coming to our events, especially Oktoberfest, enjoying yourself, spending some money right there, that's all we can ask. That is impactful. That you have no idea how thankful all these other groups are when we slice these checks and we're making these presentations. I mean, yes, as a group, we're taking credit because we're putting these efforts together, but truthfully, we throw all the thanks out to all you guys out there that support us year after year. Like I said, Jay said 14 years. This is our 14th annual. The last 2 years, we've cracked over $100,000 just in one day. So, knock on wood, we hope we hit that number again this year. So we hope to see everybody out there this Saturday.
Christian Farland's yelling at us.
Why?
Seltzer, we already talked about it, Christian.
Get the seltzer.
Pay
Yes.
attention.
Seltzer is coming, guys. We're gonna, we're getting White Claw.
White Claw.
White Claw. There's no
gonna be
laws with the
dangerous.
claws.
Danger.
Christian's kind of, one of the elder members, and he kind of took me into the role of.
How old's Christian now? 50?
No.
No? All
He's
right,
younger
just
than me,
checking
so I
on
can't
him.
make
You're gonna
old
pay
jokes.
for
Like
that,
I'm the old new guy. Like you guys are like,
That was how
hey,
Amanda
we want
said
some
that.
young people, and then all of a sudden I get in. I'm the old new
Oh,
guy.
you weren't alone in that.
But Christian's part of the beer committee, and he's kind of taking me under his wing to take care of that. Yes, we did mention the seltzer. Trust me, it's going to be a hit this year. We ordered not enough cases at first, and I emailed Christian and I said, you got to get more because people are going to get loose on the claws this year.
Yeah.
Renee, what some little ending, whatever we missed or what this event and the alliance itself means to you.
I think it's more like along the lines of what you're saying and what the alliance means to me. I've made some great friends from being in this group, and this week feels like Christmas. It's been crazy. It's been I feel like I'm drowning in Oktoberfest, but I've said to these guys multiple times already, I don't know what's going to happen on Sunday when my text feed
gonna be a
is
big
quiet
letdown.
and my email inbox is just empty, and I all of a sudden don't have them around anymore, and and we're not working towards this. So I'm really excited for it, and I'm really glad that I was able to sort of step into a little bit of a bigger role with this group because it's
Thank
it's
God for
awesome
you.
to be
Thank
around.
God for the
No,
actually.
Kevin does not say it enough. Like he's
Yeah.
he's always like, dude, the
Kevin,
Renees are
Yes,
kicking
we're
butt.
not letting him
Kevin
go
thinks
next
he's
year
getting
either.
out, but we're having like a 15th annual. You're not going anywhere next year.
He's not
Sorry.
going anywhere anyway.
One day
No,
at
we're
a
not
time.
letting
you
him
heard it
go.
here
One more
first.
year,
It's
Kev.
not
Let's get by
happening.
this Saturday
No.
and then
we'll
we'll talk.
clear it with your wife this
Well,
weekend.
you girls
Don't
have done
worry.
wonderful. So
Renee?
So at this point, this is kind of the third year I've been involved in Oktoberfest. The first year was just as a volunteer, and it kind of planted the seed that I wanted to be involved in this great organization. And so last year I was brought on perfect timing in around September, just when Oktoberfest was starting. And then shortly thereafter, I was nominated by Kevin to be a co-chair, which was all in his evil
I can
plan.
spot talent from
But
a mile
it's
away.
been a great experience,
100%.
and to work closely with Kevin and Renee and Jay and the entire group has been amazing. It's been a lot of work, but it's definitely worthwhile, and I know it'll pay off big on Saturday. And just waiting for the break on Sunday. So we'll see. But
The
please come out to
hangover on
join us
Sunday.
on Oktoberfest. It'll be a great time.
Kev?
Well, I just want to say, first of all, too, thank you everyone for tuning in. And again, we appreciate all your continued support. There's more to the SCBA than just the five of us that are sitting here right now. We do have a lot of other great members, Doug Glassman, Christian Farland.
Don't start naming
I'm gonna-
people
I'm
because
gonna
you're going to
go
forget
with
somebody and somebody's going to be mad at you.
Go to SCBA. I don't even
All
know
of our
our
pictures
website.
are there.
SCBA,
Southcoast Business
Southcoast Business
Alliance.
.org. You can check us out, find out a little bit more about us. But again, we encourage everybody to come out, enjoy themselves, have a good time, bring the kids earlier, send them home when it gets dark, and just come out and have a great time. We're expecting to have a fantastic year this year, and it's going to be a beautiful day. No rain
Yeah,
for the first
perfect
year in about
forecast.
12 years, no rain on Oktoberfest.
That's
So
awesome.
we should be in good
And
shape.
to one of the founding fathers, Jason
I'm not quite founding,
Well,
but
yeah, almost, yeah, like,
But actually, that's kind of what I was going to say. Is I guess I'm slightly one of the senior members along with Mr. Farland, and we kind of bridged the gap between a few of the original guys that started this. And I'd be remiss, and I'm going to name a few names, and I'm probably going to miss a few. But when I started, there
Do it at
was
your
a
own
lot of
peril.
great guys with Jay Lanigan and Pat Long, who is still a member, and a guy I'd be remiss to not give a shout out to is Nick Francis.
Nick Francis.
Who before Kev was the,
was the Oktoberfest boss.
Oktoberfest commissioner for a long time.
Yep.
We may have even worn him out. He may be taking a nap right now. But I'd be remiss to not give those guys a shout out. And I also, we weren't going to go too far into sponsors, but we do have a few people. In particular, the one I can't not mention is Claremont Companies
100%.
and the Carney Family Foundation over the years. That group has been a consistent sponsor and a consistent lead sponsor for us to be able to pull this event off. And so without them, those funds wouldn't be available for us to be able to kind of do this. So a big shout out to Claremont Companies and definitely all of those kind of founding SCBA members.
Excellent. Last words. Buy your tickets. If you want to give us $5 at the day extra, the kids will love it. Bring your teddy bears. The kids will love it. And have fun. Be responsible. There's no reason in 2019 not to be responsible. There are several apps that will get you there. And find one of us if you're in dire need of a ride, and we'll make sure you get home safe. This is an event where, knock on wood, we haven't had any bad stuff happen, and we want to continue to be not only good to the community, but responsible community members as well. And again, it's going to be family friendly at first. Please don't keep your kid there at 8, 9 o'clock. Like, I'm just going to say it straight up. Like, don't do it. It's not a good look. And we hope to see you there during the daytime hours with your children. It's a community event. It benefits the community. And can't wait to see you there on Saturday, 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock.
And if you want to buy tickets, Kevin, one more time, online.
nboktoberfest.com. And if you are the first one in the door on Saturday, come see me and I'll buy you your first beer. First one in the door. With a paid ticket.
The
And a
question,
teddy bear.
and a teddy bear. That's
There
it.
you go.
How about this? The first 10 people to bring teddy bears, I'll get you a drink.
There you go.
All right.
All right. So
Winner, winner.
Let's make it an event where, you know, we're killing a bunch of birds with one stone. Let's get out there, have fun. Let's get out there, raise some money for the kids, and get some teddy bears and just have a good time and make this event memorable. 2019 Oktoberfest, 14th annual. Raise
there.
over $100,000 gross this year. That's what we're going for.
100. Easy. We got to do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
And be part. You want to volunteer, reach out to me. You want to be a member, reach out to anybody here. And guess what? Get ready to get grilled by Renee. Have a great night, everybody. Be safe. Again, go to Oktoberfest. We'll link everything on the description. Buy your tickets. We want to see how many tickets we can sell tonight. Sorry about that. And have a good night. God bless. And talk soon, everybody.
See you Saturday.
Thank you.
Thanks.